How's it going, everybody? Jump Skills here. Blizzard finally released the dates for 9.1, and 9.1 is just around the corner. First, let me say when I saw 9.1's release date, I was really excited. I was really hyped for it. I can't wait for 9.1 to release. And since we got a date now, everyone's been asking me for a Beast Mastery 9.1 guide. But to tell you the truth, there's not much changes in 9.1 for Beast Mastery. In this 9.1 Beast Mastery guide, I'm going to talk about the new legendaries and some minor changes when it comes to conduits and soul binding. If you like today's video, make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitch. The link to my Twitch is down below in the description. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. So I'm going to go on an unfiltered, unedited rant of these new Covenant legendaries. So here it is. Do not craft any of these legendaries. To keep it 100% with you guys, do not craft any of these new Covenant legendaries. All four of these new Covenant legendaries are a waste of time. I don't know why Blizzard installed them into 9.1. We didn't ask for any of these new legendaries. None of these legendaries are any good. Like this one here called Pack of the Soul Stalkers, that one's probably has the most potential to do something in 9.1 out of all the new legendaries that they built in. Depending on what you want to do content wise, but that's probably the legendary you want to craft. Now, for the other legendaries, like called Fragment of the Elder Antlers, Bag of Mutation, and Punch of the Razor Fragments, waste of time. Do not craft any of those legendaries. It will not scale well with you. I don't see a point wasting gold, wasting money, and wasting time on these new legendaries. None of those new legendaries are worth building for. None of those new legendaries are good for your Beast Mastery Hunter. If you want to craft a new legendary just for the hell of it, I would say Pack of the Soul Stalkers for Kyrians. That legendary is at least decent compared to all the three other new legendaries that Blizzard implemented into the game. Now, if you want to, test them out, be my guest. But I'm just letting you guys know you shouldn't craft any of these new legendaries. Blizzard wasted our time crafting these new legendaries that nobody asked for. The one that has the most potential besides the Kyrian one is the Night Fae Fragment of the Elder Antlers. If they tweaked that a little bit more and increased the damage and made it where hitting less gives you more and kind of reversed it, hitting more gives you more power, then hell, that'll be a great legendary. But all in all, do not craft any of these new legendaries. You'll be wasting your time, wasting your gold. And the worst part of all these new legendaries is you have to be Covenant based legendaries. You have to be a Venthyr, you have to be a Necrolord, you have to be a Night Fae, you have to be a Kyrian just to craft these legendaries. And that's just more restriction. The WoW community hates restrictions, they hate systems. So why add more systems, add more, restrictions on us players? So all in all, do not craft these new legendaries. You got to be Covenant based to get these new legendaries. So I don't know who the hell is going to craft a Necrolord Bag of Mutation legendary. I mean, I have not seen one Necrolord Hunter in 9.0.5 or 9.1. So just don't do it. Save your money, save your time, save your gold, and you'll be okay. So going after that rant, Ralikar will be and still the number one legendary for 9.1. Second will be SFE, and third will be Dire Command. So that'll be your big three going into 9.1, and then everything else falls behind. SFE is still the best legendary for Mythic Plus, but with everything else, Ralikar will still be the number one option. So this bow comes from Sylvanas Windrunner. So all the hunters that hear and watch this video, you're going to need to run the raid to get this bow. Personally, I don't know the drop rate for this bow, but I highly recommend you get this bow. Hunters should also be looking out for Dark Ranger's Quiver. So both of these things drop from Sylvanas, and I highly recommend you get it. It's going to be a while before we can get our hands onto these two items. The ability that comes with the Quiver is as every 5 shots triggering Withering Fire strikes up to 5 enemies in front of you for 195 shadow damage. So imagine the DPS boost that we'll get if we have the Quiver and the bow. Blizzard didn't give us a blue post for a DPS buff because of this possibility for Beast Mastery and Marksmanship Hunters to have both the Quiver and the bow. That's what I believe. Also, who knows how much of a DPS increase that will be because you got to put into consideration the new gear we're going to get. You know, we got to make a talent change for Beast Mastery Hunters, a possible Covenant switch. So we might be up there. We might see a huge increase in our damage. Only time will tell. But I believe that we'll see an increase depending on the margin. Who knows? And it also depends on who's playing that class, who's playing that player. So we just got to see, and I believe we're headed for a good tier for us hunters overall. You know, we started off slow for Beast Mastery hunters. We started off really slow. We were definitely at the bottom. Marksmanship hunter was god tier. Once Shadowlands dropped and Castle Nathria dropped, you know, marksmanship hunters were just at the top, number one. Nobody can touch them. You know, they were just god tier. Nobody could touch them. And you know, they fell off. And Beastmaster Hunters, you know, got a little buff here and there. Their Beast Cleave, you know, their damage increased, this, that, and the other. But now Blizzard didn't give us a blue post for 9.1. So instead, they gave us a quiver and a new bow. And the bow is our secondary legendary that has nothing to do with our first legendaries that we're crafting. So I like the future for hunters, for both Beastmaster and Marksmanship hunters. And only time will tell how much damage we'll put out throughout each raid and reach each encounter we go through. So who knows? Now, the new abilities in the bow and the quiver is a nice DPS boost. But now let me talk for the casual players that isn't raid. So for the players that is not raid and you know you don't like raiding, you're not part of a raiding guild, you don't like to push Mythic Plus, you know you're just a casual player that likes to sit back, you know, have fun with your hunter, craft whatever legendary that you want to craft and this, that, and the other. I feel bad for you because let's say you want to do a Mythic Plus, you know, a pug like a random, and we're probably like, let's say we're like 4 or 5 or you know in a month or two into 9.1 and you don't like to raid, you have not fought Sylvanas to get the bow and the quiver. You know, pugs are gonna look into your gear to see if you have either one or the two. Because by the time a month or two, or possibly 3 months into 9.1, mostly all the hunters have, if lucky, will have both the new gear sets, the quiver and the bow. Now, if you're a casual player and you join a pug Mythic Plus and they see that you don't have either the quiver or the bow, you know, the DPS loss for not having either or and you don't like to raid, you might get removed for that group from that group. So now, for the casual players that like to play hunters, you know, this tier for 9.1 might not be your fan favorite tier because more than likely you're going to get removed from the group. The DPS increase might be too much for them to take you if you don't have the bow or the quiver or both. You know, so for the casual players, the raid finder for Sylvanas is going to take up to a month. I think August is when the raid finder is going to be available for Sylvanas. So now, if you don't want to be a part of the raiding group or a raid team, then you're probably go a month almost without having either the bow or the quiver, and you're gonna have a hard time joining groups. You're gonna probably get removed from those groups. It's gonna feel like BFA at the end, where marksmanship hunters were getting removed from groups because they weren't beast mastery. So now put that into 9.1. Both beast mastery hunters and marksmanship hunters have potential to get kicked out if they don't have either one or two of the new legendary, bow or the quiver. So I'm just giving you fair warning. Do not be shocked if you get removed and inspected by groups that are looking for hunters that have either the bow or the quiver. So I'm just giving you fair warning. You have the right to be mad. You have the right to be upset, but just don't be shocked. Just don't feel entitled because of that situation. I'm just letting you know. My quick 2 cents. If you don't want to push raid content, just create an alt, do that for like a month till the raid finder comes out, and then try to get your bow and your back piece from Sylvanas. So we have a small tweak in our talent trees for BM hunters. So everything stays the same from top almost all the way to the bottom. The thing that changes is Killer Cobra. So with the new gear and our item level increasing and also secondary stats also increasing, Killer Cobra is gonna, feel stronger than Bloodshed and Aspect of the Beast. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Killer Cobra. In 9.1, our gear will scale better, especially for crit, and higher crit means more barb shot procs, and that means our Bestial Ratio will get off cooldown a lot quicker. So that means more Bestial Ratio, more kill commands. And you want to spam that too because kill commands are strongest ability that we have. So while you're in Bestial Ratio and have Killer Cobra, it's Cobra Shot, refresh, kill command over and over again. And it's beautiful. So this only applies to raiders that are Beast Mastery Hunters. So if you're a raider and you're a Beast Mastery Hunter, more than likely you're going to need to recraft your legendary due to the fact that the new systems that Blizzard implemented into Shards of Domination. So for Rallicar, you want to put that for your legs for your legendary piece, not your boots anymore. SFE for your finger, no longer for your shoulders, and Dire of Command for your finger as well. Long story short, the domination sockets come from the helmet, the shoulders, the chest, the belt, and the boots. And Rallicar in 9.0.5, the boots for Rallicar used to be Arbis. And if you're a raider, your domination sockets come from the 5 things that I just mentioned. So we might have a little change with the covenants. So as it stands today, Night Fae is going to be better going into the new raid. But once we start getting gear and once we start getting used to the new raids, it says Kyrian will surpass Night Fae. Only time will tell if this is true or not, if Kyrian is better than Night Fae within 9.1. But what I like with the new Kyrians is that arrow is 1 minute less of a cooldown than Wild Spirits. And that will scale up so nicely with Bestial Ratio. Like I will always have an arrow within 1 minute next to Bestial Ratio, and I feel like that would be more fluent and it'll feel more comfortable in that time frame. Overall, Hunter's got something really exciting to look forward to in 9.1, especially the Hunters that raid. Beast Mastery as a whole, we'll see a change. Hopefully, we'll see a change in our maybe to the point to put us back in the middle tier, top, wishful thinking. We all hope Beast Mastery Hunters As a Beastmaster Hunter community, we hope to be back at the top, but there's nothing wrong with the middle, but we definitely don't want to be in the bottom. We do not want that. We do not want that pain anymore. Now, let me be a little unprofessional here. Now, let's picture a scenario where Beastmaster Hunters do surpass marksmanship hunters and they get back to the middle or the top tier. For all the Beast Mastery hunters that went to marksman when Shadowlands dropped, stay there. We don't want you back. Don't come back running home looking to be a part of the Beast Mastery Club. You guys are traitors. We don't like you. We do not respect you. You guys are nothing but traitors. Take your ass over there to marksmanship. Stay there. Live there. We don't want you back, okay? All the slandering you did in the Discord chat, all the hate, you can stay your ass over there. I can already hear the excuses now. Well, my raid lead forced me to go marksman. My raid lead this. My guild asked me to do this. My GM asked me to do that. And nah, I don't want to hear none of that. Okay? I don't want to hear any of that shit. Stay your ass over there. There's no excuse. I'm a Beast Mastery Hunter, and I've killed 8 bosses. 8 bosses in Mythic progression, I stayed it, I held it down, and there is no excuse why you go to the dark side. I don't fuck with that. Nah, stay your ass over there. Y'all seen the videos. You see me stay at least relevant as a Beastmaster Hunter. Stay your ass over there, Marksman Hunters. Stay there, live there, and just think about what you did. I can't stand y'all, man. With all the jokes being said, all jokes aside, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. It's all for fun. I'm not part of that toxic community that's Beast Mastery or Marksmanship Hunter or Fury Wars versus Arm Warriors. I'm not with that toxic WoW community. In all seriousness, though, I hope all 3 hunters find a way to be relevant again. Because there's no way 3 specs should be at the bottom of the tier. And I'm rooting mostly for the survival hunters. They've been holding it down. They are the butt end of the jokes. They're the memes you see throughout the WoW community. They deserve to be at least the mid or top DPS. And to be honest with you, they should go back to being ranged. But you know how Blizzard is. Once they made them melee, it was all but downhill for them. So I really hope survival hunters find a way to get back on top, and hopefully they can become part of the range classes like they used to be back in the day. If you guys made it this far into the end of the video, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed any of my content, make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. The links are down below in the description. Be safe out there. Peace.